Well, there's the signal. Well, good morning, everyone. We will call the December 8th, 2022 meeting of the Employee Retirement System to order. Item number 2 on our agenda is to approve the minutes of the meeting of November 10th, 2022. I have a motion and a second. Record your vote. Item is approved. Item number 3 is the consent docket. We have one item. I have a motion and a second. Please record your vote. Item is approved. Item number 4 is to ratify approvals. We can take those with one motion. I have a motion and a second. Record your vote. Item is approved. Item number 5 is to approve the claims docket. I have a motion and a second. Record your vote. Oh, waiting on me. Item is approved. Okay. Item number 6 this morning is to approve the following applications for service retirement. We have a motion and a second. There we go. There we go. We have a motion and a second. Please record your vote. Item is approved. Item number 7 is to receive report of death, authorize payment of the $5,000 death benefit, and authorize secretary to make changes to conform on the following. Have a motion and a second. Please record your vote. Item is approved. Item number 8 is to receive the report of death, authorize secretary to make necessary changes to conform on the following. I have a motion and a second. Please record your vote.
Trustee Ames, would you like to vote? Yes. Okay. Skip you? Okay.
Item is approved.
Okay. Do you want to vote? She put you as a yes. Do you want us to go back and take you off? Can you do that, Paula?
Okay, moving right along. We are on item, hold on a second. There we go. We're on item 9, receive report of death, death of employee while in active service, approved pension to spouse. I have a motion and a second. Please record your vote. Item is approved. Item number 10 is items for individual considerations. We have one item, approve sending attendees to the National Conference on Pension Employee Retirement Systems Legislative and Communications Conference, January 22nd through 24th. I have a motion and a second. Please record your vote. Item is approved. Item number 11 is to receive the investment consultant report. Good morning, Patty.
It's
Good
great
to
to
see
see you
you.
all. Glad I'm able to come on following a month of positive returns too. So the last 2 months have definitely been better. So we'll take some of that credit. I passed out hard copies. Everybody should have a hard copy sitting in front of them. And let's kind of touch on the overall markets today. We have and give you an update on your portfolio. No recommendations to be made. Just looking at that first page, the market snapshot provides, there's a lot of data on this page, but kind of provides a broad overview of what happened in the markets for the month. Both equities and bonds were up in the month of November. Equity markets were up anywhere from 2 to 15% and really saw a big dispersion between U.S. and non-U.S. For the first time in a long time, non-U.S. equities significantly outperformed U.S. equities. Looking over to the far left, you can see the return for the MSCI EAFE, up 11.3%. So that blue bar represents the monthly return, and that light blue bar represents the year-to-date return. In year-to-date, MSCI EAFE was up 11.3%, and emerging markets up almost 15%. So we saw a decline in the U.S. dollar, which was a tailwind for U.S. investors and non-U.S. markets. And then on the U.S. side, the S&P 500 was up 5.6% for the month, and small cap stocks were up a little bit less than that, around 2.3%. We don't have it on this page, but I brought it with me. Just looking at results for both October and November really helped bring down the negative returns that we really saw through the end of September. And as I say that, I thought I had them written down here. Just give me 1 second. Because it's pretty impressive. I mean, they're double-digit returns, for the 2 months combined, particularly in the non-U.S. equity space. And I apologize, I don't have those 2-month numbers. But when you look at the year-to-date returns, you can see over on the far left-hand side, you can see the S&P 500 down 13.1%, MSCI EAFE down 14.1%, and then the Russell 2000 down 14.9%, and MSCI emerging markets down 18.6%. Between the 2 months of October and November, really we had double-digit returns, and many of those, like the S&P 500 through the end of September, was down almost 20%. The MSCI EAFE index was down around 28%. So those 2 months combined had a significant impact, positive impact on the year-to-date returns. Now December started off a little bit choppy. We're down for the first week, but the last I saw this morning, markets were up a little bit. I think going forward, there still remains a lot of uncertainty in the market, some geopolitical risk, inflation, obviously. The Fed meets next week. What will they do? The markets are expecting another 50 basis point increase in returns. For the last 4 times they've met, there was an increase of 75 basis points. So just watching, some of the news that's coming out, what inflation does, what the Fed does, I think will all have, impacts on the market, and it's likely that we'll continue to see a lot of volatility in the overall markets. On the fixed income side, bonds also rallied in the month of November, and you see that with the Bloomberg Aggregate Index. It's about halfway down. You can see up 3.7% for the month of November. Yields on the 10-year Treasury have come down around 90 basis points from their highs. At one point in time, the 10-year Treasury was around 4.3%. Today, it's around 3.4%. And so when yields decline, the value of the bonds go up, and so we experience positive returns in the bond markets, and really saw the bonds rally in the month of November. So both equities up and bonds up for the portfolio. Looking at your portfolio results, just going to the next page, you can see as of the end of November, portfolio was valued at $835 million. It was up $32 million from the end of October, or up a little bit more than $50 million from the end of September. So you can see the positive impacts there. Everything's in line with the current asset allocation targets. Real estate is a little bit overweight relative target. It's at almost 16% versus a 15% target. We did submit a redemption notification there. that will be effective December 31st. And that redemption was for around $15 million, but there are exit queues in the real estate market just because those assets are less liquid. So it's likely that you'll get, 5 to 10% of those dollars. And then as the equity markets rise and bonds rise, that overweight allocation will likely come into balance. But we have submitted the redemption notification there to bring it more in line with the target. Looking at your portfolio results in percentage terms, if you go to the next page on page 2, at the very top there, we have the total portfolio, and that second line is the total portfolio net of fees. You can see up 4.2% for the month. Year-to-date, still down 11%, but that was much worse, almost 16 or 17% at the end of September. So you can see that slowly declining. And then long-term results, very, very good, very strong, up 7.4% over a 10-year period. So just remember, this is a long-term portfolio. I know we meet with you on a monthly basis and we talk about things on a monthly basis, but it's a long-term portfolio with long-term liabilities. And just keeping that focus on the long term is really important. We know that there'll be short-term gains and short-term setbacks and volatility in the market, but just maintaining that long-term focus is the best approach, and having that diversified portfolio is really the most prudent thing you guys can be doing. Looking at your underlying composites or at the asset level, you can see large cap equities up 5.9% for the month of November, small cap up 3.2%. That incorporates Silvercrest, which was just funded at the end of October, so they have their first full month of performance there. And then you can see international developed and emerging markets, really the leaders in the portfolio for the month of November, both up around 13%. Within emerging markets, China alone was up 30% in November, and China represents about 30% of the emerging market index. So had a significant impact on portfolio results there. Fixed income, you can see up 4.4% versus the target at 3.7%. So that broadly diversified portfolio there helped. Also Brandywine, which has exposure to non-U.S. Fixed income securities, also benefited from the decline in the dollar. That currency helped in the portfolio, whereas year-to-date, it's kind of been a headwind for Brandywine. And then real estate, continues to be the top performer on a year-to-date basis, up 10.7%. That portfolio is not valued on a monthly basis, so there's a lag there. And we wouldn't be surprised to start to see some markdowns in the real estate market with respect to appreciation. Rising rate environment is not good for real estate, but historically, the values have been very, very, very strong within real estate. Does anyone have any questions on the portfolio or results? All right. Well, that concludes my report. Just want to wish you all a very happy holiday. It's good to see you.
Absolutely, you too. Thank you, Patty. Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to receive the investment report. Have a motion and a second. Please record your vote. There we go. Item is approved. Okay, now we come to my favorite part of the agenda. Item number 12 is to elect the chairman for the term of January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. Chair will enter.
Nominate Paul Bronson for chairman.
I'll second that.
Having a motion and a second. At least I thought we did. Have a motion and a second. Record your vote.
That's okay.
Good. Record your vote. Item is approved, thank you. And we have item number 13, which is to elect a vice chairman for the term of January 1, 2023 to December 31, 2023.
I'd like to nominate Ken Culver, please.
We have a motion and a second. Record your vote. Item is approved. Yeah. Okay, item number 14 is comments from board, staff, and citizens. I'd just like to take a brief minute to wish everybody on the board, as well as our support staff from legal and finance, and of course Patty and Jason and all the folks at ACG, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for your service this year. Anybody else have anything for the good of the cause? Okay, we are adjourned at 10:16.